If you are PCSing to Whidbey Island, one of the biggest questions you probably have is, how does this compare to where I'm coming from? Because moving here isn't just a new house, it is a completely different lifestyle. Quick heads up, if you're moving to Whidbey Island, I've got a link below where you can connect with me directly. I help a lot of military families navigate this transition and figure out what actually makes the most sense for their situation. Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm a local real estate agent here on Whidbey Island, and I'm also a Navy veteran. And one of the most common questions I get is, I've been stationed in San Diego, Jacksonville, Virginia. What is Whidbey actually like compared to that? So let's break that down. First, lifestyle. If you're coming from somewhere like San Diego, this is going to feel like a big shift. San Diego is fast-paced. There's always something going on. You've got constant activity. Whidbey is not that. But I also don't like describing Whidbey as super rural either, because honestly, that is not how it feels to me. I grew up in the Midwest and I hated the idea of rural country living. Whidbey feels more like a balance. You're not getting the constant hustle of a big city, but you're also not completely out in the middle of nowhere either. But especially on the north end of the island where most families are living, you'll get a lot more of that balance. Now, if you're coming from somewhere like Jacksonville or the Virginia Beach area, those areas have a lot more sprawl, more shopping, more restaurants, more infrastructure. Whidbey is going to feel smaller, more local, and a little more limited in comparison. Now let's talk about convenience, because this is where people really feel the difference. If you're coming from those larger duty stations, you're used to having everything close. On Whidbey, you still have what you need, but not at the same level. If you want to go to Costco or Target, that's not a quick trip. You are planning for it. You're driving off island and you're grouping errands together. Now, let's talk about something that comes up all the time, BAH, because this is a big one. For example, an E5 with dependents in San Diego, BAH is around $3,975. In the Norfolk, Virginia area, it's around $2,430. Jacksonville, around $2,181, and Whidbey, around $2,073. So on paper, Whidbey might not look that different from places like Jacksonville, but here's the reality. Housing costs here have not always kept up with BAH. So what a lot of families experience is your BAH doesn't stretch as far as you might expect, and that leads into the next big question people ask. Should I live in base housing, rent, or buy? And the honest answer is, it depends. It depends on your timeline, your goals, the market, and your specific situation. There is no one-size-fits-all answer here. Now, let's talk about something that surprised me actually, transportation. When I PCS'd from Pensacola to Whidbey, I was used to taxis being cheap and everywhere. On Whidbey, completely different. Very limited taxis, limited Ubers and Lyfts, and significantly more expensive. There is a free bus system, but like any bus system, you're trading convenience for cost. So that's something to be aware of. Now, let's talk about the military lifestyle here specifically. One thing that makes Whidbey unique is how close you can live to base. You can be 5 to 10 minutes away and right there, compared to places like Virginia or Jacksonville where longer commutes are more common. But there is a trade-off. Because you're so close, it can feel like you never fully leave work. That separation isn't always there. And that's something I personally experienced. So, how do you decide? At the end of the day, Whidbey isn't better or worse than other duty stations, contrary to what other people might tell you. It's just different. And it really comes down to what fits your lifestyle. If you're moving to Whidbey Island and trying to figure out what makes the most sense for you, I would love to help you walk through it. There is a link in the description where you can reach out to me directly. And if this video was helpful, make sure to subscribe. I post videos every week breaking down what it's really like to live here and what you need to know before making a move.